Hey everybody, in today's video I am going to be racing but also reviewing the WRX Impreza. Now this is an interesting car. It is a four-wheel drive. Now every four-wheel drive does tend to handle differently in this game. I currently have it set up for it to be 50-50 front and rear end. It will be on stock, it will be a little bit more on the rear end power than what you would normally get when it comes to 50-50. So I think it's like a 70-30 or an 80-20, something like that stock, but you do tend to get a little bit more back end slide. Some people like that, some others don't. I find that that's okay when it's on the dirt, but when it comes to actual street racing, which we are essentially doing here, 50-50 gets to allow me to get around the corners much easier. So that is how I personally have it set up, and you may find that a little bit easier as well. Now I do have a few penalties in this game. I did hit a few players off the track. I'm gonna blame that on just them. I'm not gonna blame that on myself. But going on from there, this is an interesting car. It's not super fast, but there is something that you should really keep in mind when you're coming up to a corner. In this car, I find that it's a little bit better if you were to downshift at the exact same time as you start to brake. Not in all corners, but some of the tighter corners, that is sometimes a little bit more handy than braking first and then downshifting. That is just myself personally. You may also find the same as well. Now, the issue with this car is it does have occasionally a little bit of understeer. Now that's totally fine, but you will have to throttle the gas quite a bit when you're going around the corners, and doing that on a controller is not the easiest. But I am currently not using a controller. I'm using a steering wheel. I'm using the Logitech G29, which you can actually purchase down in the description below from the Amazon link. And it also does work with the PlayStation 5. I personally don't have a PS5 just yet, but I will be very soon. What are your thoughts on the WRX? I would personally love to hear your comments on this car in the comment section below. Also, comment about my crappy driving. It's totally okay. I'm getting better though. From there, I do find that this car handles quite nicely if you do tend to go off the track. So, well, it is a rally car, so it better, right? Anyways, just like this, it tends to accelerate quite nicely on the grass, unlike a lot of other cars. Maybe it's the four-wheel drive, and maybe it's not. Now, of course, if it's a rally, you're going to be using rally tires, but if you do tend to use it on a track, and you're allowed to use other tires in that race, I would definitely be using the soft tires. This car does get a bit happy when you're going around a corner too quickly. It does have a lot of understeer when you're going around corners. It's the four-wheel drive in my opinion, and that is why. Now the nice thing with four-wheel drive is you can throttle the gas, and it's not going to change your degree of entry or anything all that much. It's actually going to potentially put you exactly right where you want to be. You essentially, if you're sliding out where you don't necessarily want to slide, whether you're under or oversteer, you can steer exactly where you want to go and then take your foot off the gas for a second, and then it will steer yourself. Do not use the brake. You can then steer yourself exactly where you want to go. This is the exact same when you're going on a rally track. This is the exact same if you're on a snow track, which we don't have any snow in this game as far as I've seen so far, and hopefully they change that when it comes to Gran Turismo 7. And I would really like to see this car also transfer into Gran Turismo 7 as well. This was one of my favorite cars way back in Gran Turismo 3. So that was a while ago, and I really like this car when it comes to rally racing. Now I've got another half-second penalty because I cut the track, which, whatever. I didn't think I cut the track, but apparently I did. Now, from there, what I do find is if you were to have a little bit, if you were to stagger the tires, so if you were to put rally tires in the front, as well as sport soft tires in the back, if you're allowed to in that race, that actually does grip the road really, really nicely, and it allows you to get through the dirt track area where, let's say, there's a part of the track where you just keep on sliding off. Well, then you're able to get through that dirt quite nicely, and you can even pass people on the dirt. Yeah, that's right. You can get 2 tires on the dirt and pass people with that tire combination. This is why I really like the WRX Impreza. I really like Imprezas as it is. So this is my last lap, and let's see if we can get at least into 7th place. Lost a few places, but that's totally fine. I had that massive penalty at the beginning where I don't think I deserved it, but that is something that just happens in Gran Turismo. Hopefully they fix that in Gran Turismo 7. Anyways, I'll see you guys again next time.